How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another episode of No Excuses, 1 hour late on YouTube and VGWProductions.com with the perfect show hosts are still
Fenorian.
And Volacel, and we're here to bring you the latest news and falling off of floating islands in the sky. Yes, that's what we're doing.
This week, nothing happened.
Yep, the entire world has put itself into lockdown and is refusing to do any work, except me.
Uh-huh. And me, because I've got to apparently convey other people to do things I'd really rather not do myself.
Why are they leaving their houses?
Because that's where the pub is.
I guess. Oh, but aren't the pubs not being compelled to close?
Not yet, although they are being compelled to limit their occupancies at this point.
Yeah, all public masses have been suspended for the duration of the current crisis, which is perturbing to me.
Yeah.
It means that my entire rhythm for the day has been thrown off.
Yeah, at my end of things, major events have been cancelled already, including the Drunk Cowboy Palooza in August. This thing will be over by August.
It's a mixed blessing.
It is a mixed blessing.
I hope this thing will be over and that people won't find some way to extend it.
they'll just refuse to take whatever our current commander-in-chief says is the cure because the media said that it's bad and keep the pandemic going.
Because Orange Man said it's good, therefore it's bad.
I'm not even joking. Some people probably will do that.
Well, I mean, in a bygone time, they should be able to trust the media to report facts and not agenda.
Not anymore.
Oh, I see you.
So, instead of our regularly scheduled show, because we've got absolutely no news, we really don't have a whole lot in the way of weeks either, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't have much to do myself.
I've been reading a very strange book. An extremely strange book, but I might talk about that next week.
You too?
Larry Correia doing comedy.
Oh, dear.
It's full of memes.
I believe it.
And not guns?
And what's that?
And not guns?
Oh, yeah, it's full of guns. Particularly a laser pistol, which has a setting called mulch. It's about as messy as you might expect. But
in Correia's world, every gun would be abomination.
Yes. So, it is called... seeing as I was started on, it's called 100% Customer Satisfaction or something like that. I'm actually...
I found the gold correct part.
Should have looked it up because I wasn't expecting to talk about it. It's about an interdimensional insurance agent who basically goes around kicking ass and adjusting claims. He is the manliest of men, and he wears a reality-defying bow tie.
I see.
Yes, the whole thing is also narrated by Adam Baldwin, who also appears as the president of the president of the United States in the first book.
He's the Firefly guy, right?
He is the Firefly guy. He is the leader of the Space Cowboy Party. And he is one of the most awesome presidents ever known. Without going on about it too badly, it does poke fun, particularly at, the leftist thought process, but he does poke his fair share at the right. Like when Trump makes an appearance, he's always tweeting and doing nothing else but tweeting, including tweeting while walking around, so he's bumping into walls and things. But I think it's the fourth mini-story. Occasional Cortex is actually the villain. Sort of.
Well, insofar as is capable.
She comes up with a policy that is so absolutely mind-bogglingly dumb that it's threatening to destroy the world.
Starts with implemented, or that's just how dumb it is?
That's how dumb it is. If it was implemented, it would destroy the world. But it's...
I thought you said this was a comedy and supposed to be fiction, Fern. That sounds like something she did.
Yeah, it's pretty close to fiction, unfortunately. The only real difference between fictional Cortex and the fake one is fictional Cortex is a Valley Girl. That's about it.
I can totally hear actual occasional Cortex talking in that accent.
It's a very, very small step.
It would be entirely fitting and unsurprising.
Yeah.
She says like a lot.
She does say like a lot. That's why it comes in. But there's also the intern, who is the direct polar opposite of every intelligent person. He has a gender studies degree. And that's it.
I see.
He's a character so stupid you wonder how he's not dead yet.
Like most interns.
Like most interns. Well, interns are expendable. So it's a very strange book, but don't read it if you've got a thin skin, because he will mock everyone. In fact, the second story takes time out to mock the reviews of the first story. There are also 2 Larry Correas wandering around in this story, just to break everything, of course. Because, you know, if you're going to do a self-insert, you may as well do it twice. If you're confused, good, because that's how you should be.
I see.
I'm very confused.
On the other hand, you do get to see a character kick the brain of time-traveling wizard Space Hitler out of a window. So that's a thing. Anyway, as far as the show goes, we're just going to do a bit of Final Fantasy XIV and, I don't know, go do some dungeons and probably run around screaming a lot while we die.
Yeah, because we're all bad and we all had to patch up because none of us have logged in recently. None of us can remember how to play, and it's just going to be an unmitigated.
If I could play as the machinist, I don't think I'd be too bad. I don't think I'd have much of a problem. Because the machinist is... So. Yeah, I'm going to have to heal. We're screwed. We're completely boned. Also, my load times are absolutely appalling.
We're boned.
Right. So
yeah, mine were too, but I think it's because it's the first time loading after the new patch.
Yeah, that's probably it. So if we set up... We're going to go into some older dungeons and attempt to 3-man them.
Yeah.
Some of them were not intended to 3-man, and honestly, some of them have very complicated mechanics that you really need to read up on before you go into.
We're not going to do any of that.
No, we're not going to do any of that.
It's way too hard.
Alright, now I need to put on my scholar pants.
This is the simplest class in the game, I just don't remember.
Oh. Huh. Well, I put on my scholar pants, but I'm not wearing pants.
Is that because your pants model doesn't have pants, or you didn't have scholar pants in your bag?
I don't know. Yeah, apparently I don't have scholar pants in my pants. Words, yes.
One generally does not have pants in their pants, Fern. That is too much pants.
Really?
Sounds like you've
played enough video games to know that is not even remotely true.
No, there's always such thing as too much pants.
This is actually true. All right.
You said long pants, so we long pants. Or long pants, man, long pants, long pants.
Long pants or planter pants?
Long pants, strong man, the longest pants. Everybody, longest pants. Long pants.
Damn it! I'm more disturbed than anything else that you were able to do that perfectly. All right, Sue, seeing as though Vol is driving this train that's going to crash, where should we go? Well, you're the leader.
Vault.
No,
Vault. Because once we attempt Vault, there's nothing can go more wrong because that's the hardest one.
That's a
that
point.
We can do with our undersized party.
All right.
We'll leave the echo on because odds on we're going to need it.
More to the point, do we actually have to go to the vault, or can it just leash us in?
Oh, one of my party members does not meet the requirements. Okay.
So Duty not unlocked.
Oh, yeah, it's a story quest requirement, isn't it?
One of your... Oh, because you would have gained a whole bunch of levels while we were in whatchamacallit, wouldn't you? While we were in Palace of the Dead last time we did this.
Oh, yeah, and just general getting experience while being level capped already, doing the post-patch crap.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's try something else.
Let's see, what shall I have us do instead? What will turn into a total clown fest if we do it? But that we still can do,
in theory,
sort of, kind of, maybe.
In
Alright.
theory.
In theory, let's see. Those are Heavenswood. I don't want Heavenswood. I want Realreborn. There we go.
We don't pick ones which have instant kill mechanics because we're not paying attention.
Somar will probably be a mess. Largely because that boss fight. All of them.
Yeah, that's a DPS race as well,
Yeah, it is.
and we've only got one DPSer, which will be me, and I can't remember how to play. And we're going to be playing with minimal item level.
Yeah, okay. The Aerie? No, I don't think Aerie would work either,
I
would it?
don't think he's unlocked Aerie anyway.
No.
On my dungeon list, the highest dungeons I have are Castor Meridium, Praetorium, Aurum Vale, Satasha Hard, and Sunken Temple of Karnhard.
Oh, you're way.
You haven't made much progress. Okay.
No.
Sunken Temple Hard is always funny. There are mummies in it.
There are mummies.
Yeah, for some reason.
I don't know why. They're just there.
This is going to be catastrophic. Just FYI. Nobody's going to get any experience or any gear worth a damn. We're just going to get shredded.
We might get some glamours. That's it.
Just something to do while we talk, because this is the coronavirus special. Corona-chan has paid her visit and has put a stop to everything.
I think we're going to have to plan ahead for maybe the next couple of weeks to come up with something a bit more substantial.
Yeah, maybe so, because I'm not anticipating there to be a wealth of news coming out. Although, I mean, to be fair, internet drama doesn't stop just because the rest of the world has.
Stupid never ceases.
Are you in a tux?
Yes. And
so only one of us here is actually wearing armor.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're dressed like Rin Tosaka.
Apparently. I didn't aim for that, but that seems to have been your impression.
Look at that. It's Rin. Or close enough anyway. It's as close as you're going to get.
In the ballpark. Oh.
Fairies!
Okay.
No, that's the Neo button that does the same thing. That was not the right.
Oh my goodness.
How did I do this?
I'm almost dead. What are you doing, Fern? I trusted you.
I need to find the button. Where's the threat button? Iron Will.
You lost the threat button? That's why.
You gotta turn it back on every time you go into a dungeon.
Too late, you're dead.
Why would you do this to us, Fern?
Hey, not my fault. And
what part of this isn't your fault?
The part where Ari doesn't have a tank button.
Yeah, you gotta push the threat button at the start of every dungeon. I forgot that coming in here. Because it turns itself off when you load a new duty.
Alright, just give me a moment here to swap my bars.
We're off to a great start.
Well, that was a thing that happened.
I
now
couldn't
remember,
actually work out how
has
to
he
use
got
your
Iron Will?
abilities
Yes.
there.
Okay.
Okay, I have a threat button this time.
I'd forgotten my AoE rotation is set up in the inverse way to the single target rotation. So I was casting ridiculously slowly. Okay.
I remember what all my spells do.
Tanking power set to on.
Yes, tanking power is on. Where's my shield lob button? What's that?
What could possibly go wrong?
There it is.
Okay, I have all of the confidence already. I forgot how this class works.
He's taking a lot of damage.
He is.
Don't know.
And
if
this is
that's
only the first
close
pack.
to
I should
it.
be able to actually contribute to DPS on this.
No, you shouldn't. I'm not part of that particular team. Team, every DPSer has to be, every healer has to be doing DPS 24/7, I think.
No.
Oh no, I'm doing this wrong. Simplest class in the game, I still can't get it right. Hold on.
Fairy.
No, I'm still doing this wrong. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this.
Well, that was interesting.
That was one pack.
That was the first pack.
This is humiliating. I don't even know where we were supposed to go. I don't remember how this place is built.
Isn't this the one with the ridiculous item puzzle?
No, that was the regular. That's the regular one. I think
Oh,
this is
right.
this is the other side. This is the side with the mummies.
Hey. I'm lost
Oh, it
already.
looks like Ari's never actually done this place either.
Here we go.
What could possibly go wrong? Whose week is it?
Everyone's.
Fern did his week. So does it
It's
make
your
it
week.
It must be
Okay,
your
it's my
week.
Okay. What did I do during my week? Not very much. The managers have all vanished from work and have declared that they need to work from home for their safety, but the rest of us are expected to work regardless, indefinitely. That's how it goes.
Because you are plebs, and who cares if you die?
So a lot of the senior technical staff who are still around are pretty much mutinous at the moment. The mood is not great. So yeah, I haven't got very much done because I've been super busy due to the number of people that have left and the extra workload that's placed on me, more or less unsurprisingly. So I haven't had a lot of free time. I've been being pretty much destroyed by the FGO event. It's super grindy. You can tell how old it is. It's not particularly
It's
advanced.
the Saber Wars again, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the earlier events, and pretty much the primary mechanic is just to grind for eternity. There's not that many different stages, so you basically my primary and only real goal is to just get the whatchamacallits, the gold foos.
Yeah, just
That's-
clear it
that's-
out.
That's all I'm really concerned about, because those are the things that will definitively increase the power of my roster. And I'm waiting for the launch of Lost Belt, which should be soon anyway.
Yeah, are these the first tier foos or the second tier foos?
Gold
Second.
ones.
Gold ones. Oh yeah, the seconds. Okay.
Aren't these normally things we have to kill on a button, or is that not?
Yeah,
I think that's regular mode.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's in hard mode or not, because I've pretty much only done this place twice, I think. So yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, so Boat Waifus keeps launching more events, which is problematic for me because I'm trying to do the FGO event at the same time.
You really can't do two gachas at the same time.
It's something that I know that I can't. What's this thing? I don't remember this thing.
I don't
You obtain
remember.
the Sun Sphere. Okay, so maybe there is a weird
There was
puzzle
something
thing in
jank.
here.
that thing's patrolling. I'm gonna wait for it to come up here.
Is
Yeah,
it patrolling though? Is it?
no, it's
is it-
not.
It's linked to
No.
those bats anyway. You can't pull it separately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you click on it, then it'll draw a line to the things that it's in patrol with.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I'm starting to remember how this class works a bit.
Well, that's
I'm
great.
starting to
for one
remember
of
I
us.
have defensive buttons now.
But
Although I don't know why
have
my
been pressing-
Sheltron keeps casting backwards. Like my character will turn around to do the Sheltron animation. It's really weird.
Ah, well. Seeing as though I'm playing the healer at this point, I can't actually tell what on earth is going on in there. All I just see is sparkles.
Yeah, I'm just making a whole lot of sparkles.
Yeah, and the red mage is pretty sparkle heavy.
Yeah, there's a lot of sparkle going on. Temple Fox, those are bats.
Well, they're like flying foxes, right?
I guess.
No snack on bat.
No snack on bat. Right.
Locked door.
Is
there any chest up
is this
here,
point
any?
blank? Oh yeah, that's the AoE I should never ever be pressing.
Right.
Okay, so that was a key. All right,
There are spikes in the floor.
there are.
I don't think.
Just look for
Okay,
the line
these-
joining them. I think they're all linked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they are. I couldn't see that the dude in the back was linked. So can I just pull them over here and we not deal with the spikes? Is that an option?
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it.
I have the Wu flu. Apparently.
Yep, you're gonna die.
As you say that,
You died.
What? Why have you done this?
Why are you taking so much damage?
Maybe you don't mean to fight all these things at the same time. Maybe there's a trick to it.
maybe we use the spikes to kill them.
Can
Could
you?
be.
Yeah, can you tank them on the spikes, or tank them in the spikes? I should say.
They are taking damage from the spikes. I could see the number popping up, unless you dotted that up while you
I
you were
did
dying.
throw one dot around.
And
They
maybe it was
well, no, yeah, mine would have expired by the time Vol was said that. So
Berries.
I need to eat my food.
All right. What
You're
do you,
wasting food.
Yeah, I don't. I only keep EXP. I get water on me for EXP. That's all.
I don't even.
And there's no EXP in here, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I have skill, speed, vitality, and hit rate food +1 vitality and hit rate that I bought in
Yay!
mass just to have an EXP boost.
They still haven't. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a thing or a bug, but not being able to hit Aether Flow out of combat really annoys me. I'd like to be able to go into combat with my Aether Flow charges up. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, is there a pattern in these spikes? Yeah, they just alter. That one. Those two. That one. Those. And that. Okay. So if I... Is there an easy way to pull these all up? I bet I can get them all. Oh, it'd probably be safe to stick them behind these ones. Still have the door for safety.
Which means I stand over here. Okay. No, actually,
Right.
should be able to stand back further.
So
Let's see.
maybe I should just focus fire one of them.
Yeah,
maybe.
the death
biggest one.
sickle on the right.
Which letter is that? K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fern.
Why?
Why did he run off to go eat you?
He wanted to a nice big bite of healer, apparently.
Well, we killed one of them.
And they're ignoring me.
I
But unfortunately, I don't have my res spell yet, and I won't until level 64.
don't know.
So I'll just stand here and wait for you guys, I guess. So was it the spikes that were chunking its health?
I think so. I was doing quite little DPS relatively speaking because I died almost about 5 seconds after Fern did.
You need
So I
to
guess
roll your
that's the
face
idea.
across the circle of scorn button and so on.
Yes.
Just repeatedly smack it with your face.
What's dissipation do?
So currently I'm reading the 10th volume of No Game No Life, which concerns the nation of Dwarf, and it's extremely lowbrow, we'll say. So far, pretty much every single aspect of the story has, to a greater or lesser extent, revolved around boobies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it seems to be the preoccupation du jour,
Just boobies for everyone.
pretty much.
Yeah, these things
Apparently-
are doing like 1,000 a pop, 600 to 1,000 a hit.
Yeah, so you're supposed to tank them on the spikes.
Yeah, the agent plenipotentiary of the dwarven nation. Apparently, they've got some sort of like not quite a curse, but a foible in their bloodline that they can't fall in love with any woman that doesn't have big boobies.
That's
Except that all dwarf women are completely flat.
This doesn't seem like a successful way to propagate a species.
No,
No.
not at all. Oh no, it's the dreaded purple line.
Oh, I hate that purple line.
I don't remember what this boss does. It
Not a
looks like
clue.
pile
We're
of
gonna die.
rocks, but I'm sure it will stand up and start fighting before too long.
Oh, this is gonna go badly, isn't it?
Is it a bone thing or a rock thing?
Terracotta thing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're standing in fire. Stop it.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
that bubble is good. Stand in the blue.
Okay,
Okay.
I've made a ridiculous amount of mistakes in my so-called rotation because
Oh,
I don't know what I'm
this
doing.
means a thing, doesn't it? Okay.
Oh my goodness, I'm bad at this.
Are we supposed to be doing something? Oh, there's a boulder over there. We're supposed to use that.
There's a ball here, but I don't know what this is. Can I shove it? Nope.
No, I think it's the pulsing AoE.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Which is the part that's lit up? Is there? I think. Oh, okay, so that's not how it works. Oh, what does this even do?
Oh, that's
Unspeakable swirly things.
don't stand in that. Is quicksand.
Whoops.
Okay, I have no idea if I'm even hitting a viable target here. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. I'm such a freaking baddie. I've put my
Ow.
2 magic types completely out of joint because I haven't been paying attention. I've been too busy panicking.
And I'm getting the ball again.
Oh my goodness, please stop it.
Is the tail a target? Can I hit that? Yeah, okay. That's actually taking damage.
Okay, yeah, you hit him in individual bits. You dead?
No. We got spitters. Just circle these guys with all of my scorn.
I feel like we might be unspeakable baddies.
I think we are quite bad, yes.
Fern's also out of mana.
So
And the
he
boss is back. Sorry, I dropped the ball in the melee.
You are sometimes the melee.
The quicksand.
No. Damn it.
Am I actually taking damage? No, I think I'm out.
No, I am the dead, by the way.
Why are you the dead?
Quicksand happened badly.
How did you die to the quicksand?
You went the wrong direction.
How did you die to the quicksand? Get the tail ball. You can do it. Yes.
Yay! More
But I don't
spiders.
know what I was supposed to do about these guys.
We have
We're so bad.
made a terrible mistake in coming here.
It's okay. I think we can get her. It's just going to take us to figure out how to play the game again.
Yeah. Spiky room. Spiky.
I actually hope nobody watches this.
Forever hide our shame.
Yeah, this is like the new episode 0.
That
That never happened.
never
Blame it on
happened.
Corona. Blame it on Corona-chan.
It's all Corona Chan's fault.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do have a down, we actually do have an email there, but we also haven't had an Ari week.
Did we finish the Vol week?
Yeah, I just haven't done anything. Like I'll go out to work, I come back, I stop at the supermarket, get stuck at the supermarket for an extended period of time while trying to find anything. The only thing that the supermarket has in abundance is toilet paper.
Which is probably the only place on Earth at this point.
And then I come home, I sit down, veg out in front of the computer without actually managing to play anything. So that's been what I've been doing. And so the demo for Final Fantasy VII has been rotting on my PS4.
I think I hit download on that. I honestly can't remember.
The demo for RE3 is out as well, and one of my co-workers has been rhapsodizing about it. He's a huge RE fan.
Okay. Now we have some vague idea of what we're supposed
Right,
to be
what are we
doing.
targeting? What is our preferred target? The arm.
I think we're supposed to target any of the parts. I'm going for the tail or
I'm
the
going
arm.
for the
Okay?
arm because the arm lit up when we entered the area. I think the arm lit up when we entered the area. I could be wholly wrong about that.
I'll just hit everything. How about that?
I don't know. Maybe that's better. Is AoEing it better?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like how?
I fell over. Made it fall over a lot quicker that time.
Well, I was literally hitting the body that was taking no damage last time.
Well, that would explain a bit.
That would explain quite a significant portion of the woes which we have been experiencing. Yes. Okay, is anything gonna glow? The head glowed. Go for the head.
The head glued.
Glowed.
How do I zoom my camera out again?
The head glowed.
Glod. There we go. Quicksand is bad.
Stupid spitter. Quit chasing the fern.
Arm again.
I don't know if that actually means anything. So we may in fact be barking wholly up the wrong tree with this.
I'm not going to knock it. We seem to be working.
I don't want to
much
find out what happens if you stay in that too long.
Death. Death happens.
I'm popping cooldowns.
Alright, what are we doing with this time?
He's looking a little bit less enthusiastic than he once did.
He's notably missing some bits.
Yeah, I can't target anything else this time.
With any luck, this won't turn out to have been some huge miscalculation on our part.
Just notice I have ruin twice on my bars. Why?
Ruin twice as hard.
I should be able to ruin more. Ruin more things.
Right.
Hooray, we
Thank
win!
you.
We survived.
What did we get?
Something humiliating.
A ring that would
A
be
ring.
great for
A ring of
my...
Dexterity.
Yeah, it's a dex ring.
I'm needing on the
Petrified
log.
log.
And a log.
I'm needing on that log.
You need a log?
This does not feel like treasure, I have to say.
A log!
No, you won the log.
Haha, it's my log.
Right, where are we going? What are we doing?
I don't know.
This way, apparently.
Oh, that's where we came down. We fell
Alright.
through the hole in the ceiling, and now
Abort.
we've got to come this way.
So, we're in Volsweek.
Right. What else did I do? I don't really feel like I did anything. It's just not. It's been a quiet week, and everybody's only talking about coronavirus exclusively,
Literally.
and smouldering about how the management have all decided that our lives don't matter. because they're managers and that's what they do.
That's what they do.
How to manage people easily? Just let them all die, and then you don't have anything to manage.
Yeah, I do feel like that for our manager, that might actually be his best case scenario. I feel like he might actually be waiting for that. Because that's what his job was before, was to just outsource everything instead of, doing work.
But wouldn't it make more sense to think that everyone is dead, therefore he has to do all the work?
Yeah, but his idea of all the work is to call up somebody else who can do the work on the cell phone.
Ah.
It's like that.
Why do we have the worst bosses?
I'm
Yeah, well,
sort of my own
hasn't-
boss.
Mine hasn't actually turned up stoned, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah. I just have a crap job.
Yeah, I would very much like to get another job. The number of people that are leaving these days is it's getting higher and higher, and I don't want it all to land on my shoulders, so I need to get out of here somehow. But of course, with the economy the way it is, nobody's hiring.
Okay, what the hell is this?
I don't know. And Ari just disconnected, and now he's back. What's going on? I don't
Oh,
understand.
my internet just took a complete dump.
Well, I'm glad it did that
Okay.
between fights.
Vicegerent's left hand and Vicegerent's head.
So where's the right hand?
That's
I don't
an
know.
excellent question.
Going to spawn at an inconvenient time, and I don't know. I guess we'll just fight it and find out how it kills us.
I think I saw something target me from. Oh wait, that was Fern. I'm
Yeah,
stunned.
that was me. Blue
You're
line is
stunned.
me.
The hand is grabbing me and not letting me move out of the head. Okay, so that's what it does.
Okay, it gets grabby.
It's a
Yeah.
laser head.
Yeah, it's a laser head, and the hand grabs you, so you can't run away while the head tries to laser you.
Right.
And I guess you guys got to DPS the hand or something to get me out of the hand.
That seems to be the case.
He gets all Joe Biden on you, grabs you.
It's got a lot of
Oh,
hit
God.
points, so I'm
Then
waiting for him to
the-
actually spawn the other hand.
The head gets up real close and sniffs, takes a
He's-
deep breath.
Every single one of his attack animations
Here's
is
the
just
other
him
hand.
attacking me. Where hand? Oh, I
It's
see.
coming
Him.
right for me! No!
No, it's got me. Save me, Vol.
I'm trying.
That's right. I'm dead.
So, yeah, work's not fun during Wu Flu season.
No, I'm
This
just...
had better not be a seasonal thing.
That better not. We're
I
kind of
don't
waiting
know.
around here at the
This.
moment. Like, we're having a major events shut down. We were supposed to have a race meet this week, and that got cancelled. So what was supposed to be a very, very good Saturday night
Help!
ended up being...
Help! Help!
Stupid head.
I didn't even see the other hand come back to life. I think you're supposed to kill this thing before the other hand wakes back up.
Well, we are down to DPS.
Yeesh.
Ugh. So yeah,
I would take.
I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop at the moment, and if we start getting businesses shut down here, I'm probably going to be out of a job for 2 weeks.
There's not a lot of like money that flows in your area of the world to begin with.
Oh, there is. It just kind of flow out.
Well, it's only like, it flows out of the ground and over to the coast.
Yes. And Nari doesn't touch the ground here. Yes, I did say Nari. Shut up.
What about Maoris?
What? No.
Oh no, you picked up an ad.
Oh, did I? Crap.
Ah!
Keep an eye out for any strange abilities that would mean we would have to prioritize something. Because
I'm
it says
trying
I
to
can't remember what
remember.
any of them are.
After this poll, remind me to figure out how to adjust my camera zoom.
Mouse wheel?
I don't use a mouse.
All right, he's on playing with
Oh,
controller.
right.
One of those things had an eyeball ability. That's don't look at me, right?
Yeah, just turn away for all of those. Reliably, a turn away solution. What exactly is the... I've just pressed the wrong button.
What did you just do?
No, it wasn't anything serious. It was just, crap. I just wasted a cooldown for no reason.
Ah.
It's a short cooldown, though. And one that I should have been using anyway, but wasn't because I was lazy.
Somebody else can get the moon sphere.
Moon sphere! Bottle of
One of these
hide.
days, one of those treasure chests will actually have something worthwhile in it.
Well, sometimes they do. It's pretty common that they do in Heavensward onwards.
Ah.
Quick, before my cooldown goes down.
But yeah, so anything else other than just work for your week? I got a little bit of stuff I can talk about.
No, and I'm actually sort of ashamed of that because I think it's mainly a product of laziness more than anything else. Because I should have more time on my hands now. It's just I seem to find ways of wasting it instead of, profitably getting some video in. I'm not quite sure exactly how. Because, I've got a car now, so I can drive home at the time that I actually finish instead of waiting for somebody else to finish who's going my way. It hasn't quite been panning out yet, but I should probably be able to fall into a rhythm soon and make less stops because, I live in a different place now, so I've got to adjust my shopping schedule basically. Because before I lived very, very close to one of the biggest malls in Christchurch, which was super convenient. Now I don't. I live next to the rich people's mall where nobody can afford anything if they aren't rich. So now I've got to, get back into a schedule so I get used to buying lots of stuff at once and just loading it into the car. And because my previous habit was to buy as much as I could carry on any given day.
Yep.
And that's not really efficient if you've got a car because it means you've got to stop at a mall or a supermarket or whatever and buy stuff. And if you do that and then you only buy as much stuff as you can carry, you're not really investing yourself very effectively.
No, you want to get a few days of stuff.
So I've got a lot of worn-in habits to break, but eventually I should start being able to carve out a bit more time.
Yeah. Oh, joy.
Oh, look, there are two hands now.
So always prioritize left and right.
Is that...
Yeah, let's go with that.
Unless adjust for people getting grabbed.
What happens if two people get grabbed?
Then
What if it's the only DP is left?
Then Fern get to Deepson.
Yeah, blow up the hands.
Yep.
I'm trapped. Blow
I'm
up the
grabbed.
hand. Fern, save someone. Save Ari because he's going to get lasered.
It's okay. The laser
No,
only does
save
2K.
me. I'm going to get lasered.
Oh, that was weird.
That was close.
I got Joe Biden.
Drunk.
No, he got grabbed.
Heh.
I got manhandled.
Man,
I guess we are cats, so I guess we could say
Help.
based on what we got grabbed by, we got grabbed by the Trump. Get it? Because we're cats.
Yes, RSTL, I get it. / cringe.
Yeah.
I would have made the joke properly, but we're on air.
Well, I mean, what does it matter? It's not like anybody's ever going to hear it.
It's the principle of the thing.
I see.
We try to maintain the illusion of professionalism.
No, we don't.
The thin, pasty veneer of professionalism.
No, it got me.
I was on the case this time. So don't expect any attention next time.
So, all right. I guess I can talk about a few of the games I got. Well, the one game I've been playing this week. And talk about my work situation. So we all have even footing so you know where the show hosts are.
Screwed in various flavors.
But, yeah. My work has the exact opposite problem of Vol's work. Where all the employees have decided they just don't care and ain't going to show up.
Oh my goodness. I don't remember anything about this fight.
What is... I don't know.
it's a Cactuar fight, which means that there's going to be lots of opportunities to take all our health and damage instantaneously.
In tiny, tiny numbers.
Oh dear.
Hopefully that just means lots of cones. But what are we fighting first?
The right one.
Give me a letter.
The U.
They have letters so that you can pass this information along efficiently.
That's a lot of needles. Lies! I totally got out of that.
What does that mean?
It means the Australia lag is real.
On the plus side, I remembered how to zoom my camera out.
Yay.
Why are those freaking things everywhere?
On the not so plus side, I got 5 Cactuars beating on me.
Yeah, it's a lot of Sabatenders. No, not needles.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, something's happening here. What is going on?
You were getting hit by the big dude while I was scooping them all up. Oh, that one doesn't care.
Oh, he just does his own thing. Yeah.
Oh, so he's untankable?
Yeah.
I just took all of the damage.
Something happened.
We all did. So the fat one does an AoE that one-shots you.
Okay,
so there must be a damage threshold on the Imperatrice to interrupt her counting.
I guess.
Maybe that's a guess.
Yeah, lost count of her needles, so she goes and back to the start. Yeah.
So I guess I need to focus her, and Ari just has to pop cooldowns and try and survive through the ads until she stops counting.
I'll try and help when I can, but there's a lot of damage flying around this fight.
Well, we can try that strategy out and see if it works. Man, this is almost like doing it for the first time.
It kind of is, isn't it? It's
because I don't remember any of this.
I hope this is the right way.
Yeah, I think this is it. Let's see.
But yeah, so nobody decided to show up at work this week. Like,
So
we were underhanded all week.
With no one but the opossum.
On Friday, it was just the opossum. There were a few other people wandering in and out throughout the rest of the week, but it was mostly just me and the opossum.
Well, the opossum sort of lives at work, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't really have an excuse not to show up.
Yeah. So this is mitigated by the fact that in order for us to sell stuff, construction companies have to be building something. And if construction companies are not building anything, there ain't nobody for us to sell our junk to.
Yep.
So even though there's literally nobody there, I have not had too big of a problem mitigating the workload basically by myself all week. What I'm scared of is at the end of the week, we're going to have a bit of a problem with, or not the end of the week, the end of this coronavirus, whatever, Maguchi. I am scared that we're going to be in a situation where I suddenly have all these contractors calling me all at once because they have not been ordering crap while the coronavirus has been a thing, and they're all going to want jobs done right now. And if I'm stuck low-staffed or on my own when that happens, we in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. Is everything's just going to suddenly pile on all at once.
Yeah. Since we were able to dig ourselves out of the hole earlier in the year and get everything back on track, it seems like we're going to be fine throughout coronavirus season. As long as it doesn't extend past 3 months, then I'm going to have to start crunching numbers again.
I very much doubt it will, but you never know.
Fatty can't be tanked, remember?
Alright, hit the Empress.
I'm trying. Did it work?
Yes.
Right, so it must be that. Damage threshold. Fern, heal thyself! No, heal the tank!
Nah, damn it.
That's the move that killed us last time.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh no, we've got to break the Guardian one first.
Okay, Guardian's dead.
I can't get enough damage on. No!
Damn it.
Ah.
I'm not sure if this is actually going to be possible with only the 3.
If I was not playing like a fucking retard, oh, I just dropped an F-bomb. If I was not playing like a retard, then we probably could just barely do it.
If I can adjust to once I see the abilities once or twice, I should be able to help out with it. Once I establish aggro on everything, I can come up and help DPS the boost.
The boost.
The only thing is that Fatty that does not give a crap.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, we know that now. So first time it's just regular trash. Second time you get an untankable, so we've got to DPS the boss until she gets interrupted, then DPS the fatty. Third time you get a ad that protects the boss, so we will all switch to that, and then go back onto the boss.
And by we don't mean you, Fern, because that last phase got really scary.
Yeah, that got nasty.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ari, you have a DPS cooldown. Just don't hit it on cooldown. Hit it only at when we need the extra damage.
Yeah, after I pick up all the little ads on everything, I'm not even going to bother trying to chase after the Fatty and get some damage on him like I did in the second phase last time, and I'll just help add single target to the boss.
I'm gonna go very slow on damage at times where I don't need a burst, so that I can save all of my like moderate cooldown stuff and unload it all at once.
Yeah.
It's just not really efficient, but it might be enough to push through.
So you can't let her get to 100,000 needles.
Yeah, as soon as she hits 100,000, she
We're
explodes.
toast.
Are we dead? First bubble. Okay, let's try this again.
Oh my goodness. Come on. Having a bit of trouble here. My buttons did not seem to be behaving as intended.
Okay, needles. She's counting. And she stopped counting.
Alright, gather them all up in the middle and we'll just AoE them down.
Okay.
Yeah, if me and Vol are both single targeting her, she lost count of her needles before she could even get to 25.
Alright.
Once I gather them up, I'll just chill in the middle and help you kill her.
Right, this big one is Campeador. If I could actually click on it, because I click like a plebeian. Oh my goodness.
Ah, come on.
Right, remember the Guardian first.
Where's the Guardian? There it is.
Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. Phew.
Okay. I blew my DPS cooldown that time.
Okay.
Why do I imagine these guys as a bunch of Mexicans? Like, I imagine these guys as a bunch of Mexicans.
Well, that's sort of the intention, really.
Yeah. Like, there's a few reasons you can say for that, and each one's least charitable than the last.
I think that people who don't live in the North America just associate cactuses with Mexico. End of story.
Yeah.
Well, we got through it, and got a crappy tanking bracelet and an antique helm. I don't even know what that's for.
I think you trade it for something now, don't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
What are y'all rolling on the helmet?
I'm just greeting everything.
I'm greeting everything
Okay.
as well.
Cashmere fleece.
Yeah, I don't even want to know where that came from.
I got Rezic
But-
sand.
There is no. Was it cashmere they were out of? No, it was canvas they were out of.
Yes.
That doesn't exist.
Yes,
no more
canvas
canvas
doesn't
bit.
exist.
Yeah, there's no canvas anywhere in the world, so you can't make canvas.
Alright, well, let's tangent off that. Bethesda done goofed.
Really?
I know.
Bethesda?
What are the odds? So we have Doom Immortal released, much to the cheering of everyone, and apparently
Doom
the game is
Eternal.
great. Sorry,
Isn't
Doom Eternal.
We need to at least get the name of the game right. Would be a help.
Doom generic subtitle.
Well, it's not Doom Origins.
It's not quite that generic, but it's not that far off. So we have New Doom, and the game itself is supposedly quite good.
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 Oh, may or may not have some commentary on that next week. We will see.
Yeah.
This week all I played was Neo.
Or the Neos. You've shared with me one of your ideas with Neo, and
I shared it with Vol too.
I'd say do it just for the
Oh, it would be hilarious.
Anywho, so Bethesda pulled a Bethesda, and they launched the game with its own built-in crack patch.
Why and how?
I have no
Yeah.
idea exactly how, but the game launched with a executable file in it, which was labeled Doom de novo free. So it would launch the game without the de novo DRM. This is not a third-party thing. This is Bethesda and, I suppose, id
This is
doing
like-
it themselves.
The internal use only executable.
Yeah, this is when we want to play test without worrying about the DRM getting in the way.
Mummies!
Mammers! Okay, there's my Asuna button. I know where it is.
Oh, these things curse, do they?
Or something.
They must be doing. Oh my.
Or am I thinking of something else?
So what was Bethesda's reaction to this?
I don't think they've put one out yet because Doom Eternal just came out yesterday.
Yeah,
They
But
probably
they have
don't-
patched it.
They probably don't
They-
want to announce it in case somebody still has copies of that executable somewhere that they can regraft into the game.
oh, you better believe people are going to be copying that to personal drives.
Oh yeah, that version of the game, the 1.0 version of the drive, on whatever hard drive you have has already been on the Pirate Bay. I guarantee it.
If you compare those two to each other, that will give them a lot of information on how to crack Denuvo in future.
It would.
Probably.
Could be very interesting. So
I think there's a third one coming, but I can't tell.
Yeah, he's come.
Has he?
I only see two.
Oh no, there's two. I thought I saw a third one running around the corner, but no.
But yeah, it's funny. I guarantee you that version is all over the Pirate Bay by now. So,
oh yeah,
this was found out in less than 30 seconds. This was found out day zero before the game launched. People were launching it with the preload.
Yeah.
There's apparently one tiny issue with some of the games not loading past Chapter 3 with it, but it can be fixed with a graphics driver update for most people.
That's not too bad.
On a similar note, there was that Penny Arcade comic. Did you see it?
Yes, saying you can buy the game a day early if you set your time zone to New Zealand.
Yeah, apparently that just allows you to play the game.
Apparently, yeah.
If it's the release date according to your system clock.
That normally doesn't work.
Yeah, because only a totally incompetent developer would let it work.
Yeah, they set it to a specific time zone and it looks for that, not for whatever your system clock says.
Bethesda, but I repeat.
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Did Bethesda do dev on this game, or was it just publishing?
Not entirely sure.
It's id.
Okay. So
but because Bethesda's the one who's publishing it, this might be their responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all this sounds like stuff that the publisher could have caused as an issue, and not id.
Yeah. Or at least not just id.
Because it's not like id would be the ones making the decision that their baby absolutely had to have Denuvo on. That would be a Bethesda policy.
Because Denuvo. Everyone loves Denuvo.
I don't know. I think eventually they're going to stop bothering with that stuff now, because it should have become evident to them by this point that Denuvo has never stopped anybody pirating a game before.
Yeah, it was evident 5 years ago.
Like that company is eventually going to go out of business.
I dread though, if people keep using Denuvo, it's a known DRM that's got workarounds, and we already know a lot of the kinks and foibles with it. If Denuvo goes out of business, I dread to think that someone worse will step up and take its place.
Yeah, but why would they bother? Why would you? Well, when I say Denuvo would go out of business, I would think what I mean to say by that is that DRM software companies would go out of business.
Good sense would dictate that.
Yeah, it's demonstrable that it has no effect on anything.
Yeah, but since when has that stopped a bad idea in the games industry?
It seems to be gradually progressing towards accepted wisdom that, it was always a service problem. It was never anything else.
Yeah. Companies are starting to see the returns when they improve their service. Oh, right. You just opened the door. Okay. Pew pew.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to poking around with it. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and after a friend brought it up how much he was having fun with it, I scooped it. So it's sitting on my PS4. The game's freaking huge.
Oh yeah,
it's like 50 gigs, just like the other one. They don't know how to optimize file compression.
No, let's be fair now, though. That's normal. It's an issue with expectations at this point.
Yeah, 50 gigs is pretty much become a standard.
Well, I lie. They've gotten better at it because the original Doom 2016 is 80 gigs.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play that at some point, actually.
Likewise. I did get a message, though, and I've actually gone and redeemed it, so I do have this attached to my Bethesda account now, but Twitch Prime has a promo at the moment where If you go on there and you've got Twitch Prime at the moment, you can redeem a unicorn costume for the Doomslayer. He's wearing white and pink armor with the skinned head of a unicorn over his helmet and little wings on the back. And it is the most absurd looking thing going.
Oh, I've been seeing pictures of that in comics and stuff on the Azure Lane wiki.
Okay.
Not wiki, and Reddit, because there's a light aircraft carrier in the Royal Navy called the HMS Unicorn.
Of course. So they've just started swapping them together.
Doesn't this guy have instant-death mummies?
Yes. This is like that battle in against Maev, or whoever it was in Legion.
It just, he sends out waves with holes in them, stand in the holes.
Yeah, basically. But I don't know what else he does. That's the problem.
Oh, right. Yeah, he does the mummy wave. Yeah.
So let's just try and be generally alert, insofar as we are able.
Fern, I'm already having pop pots.
He's not taking a lot of damage.
He is, however, hitting like a truck.
Yeah, the dude is chunking like
Here
500
come the
to 1 point.
mummies!
No, I'm already in the hole. That's why.
I just shuffle over just a teensy bit. You mind not flying over my head, please?
Why, you're not using the space above your head for it.
Y'all might want to move Mummies Inc. Mummies Inc.
Mummy's
Is
Inc.
that a Pixar movie?
You know, I'd probably watch it. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because the latest Pixar movie's been pretty awful by the look of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all in with agenda these days.
Yeah.
Multiple genders, in fact.
Mummies Inc. Oh, fuck. Fern, you're dead.
No, I'm not.
Oh, wait. Oh, right. Okay.
I'm going that way.
I don't know why I just didn't do that. I feel kind of dumb now. Ah!
Please!
Mummy football tackle! Where are they even going?
I'm not really sure. It feels like we're not doing very much damage to this guy.
We aren't. Good grief. Oh, another wave of mummies.
Wow.
Fern Dance is so close to those mummies.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Something's
Hey, Charlotte.
rumblies. He has rumblies in his
Hey,
tumblies.
He's shooting shockwaves at people. Okay.
Oh, that hurt.
Mummies! Fern, mummies! Fern!
I'm
What are you
watching
doing?
mummies.
No, you're not watching them closely enough.
I died, by the way.
Well, that sucked.
Why have you done this, Fern?
Ah! Away! Whoa, what the hell? Oh, right. We forgot about the sarcophagi.
What are you talking about?
As in, he locks me in a box and I'm just stuck.
Oh, well, why didn't you say something?
I did. Well, we were screwed
Yeah,
at that
after
point
we were all
anyway.
dead.
Yeah, we were dead anyway.
It was after I died.
Yeah.
I accidentally dismissed the notification. It's up there. Okay.
Just try not to be so bad at this that we actually time out on the instance.
Oh, right, that's the thing, isn't it?
It's more or less to put you out of your misery.
I mean, we're cutting it close.
Right, which way do we go?
It should be pointing us in the right direction.
I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe. So what killed Ari?
Mummy dancing while he was taking damage.
When you were going Fern mummies, he probably freaked Fern out, and he was
Yeah,
not
not helpful.
healing.
No, he was standing in mummies from two directions.
I saw he looked like he was going to get run over by mummies to me too, but I just assumed Fern had a plan.
And I did. And I missed the mummies. And then Ari fell over.
Gotta have faith in the Fern.
He let you die!
Right, let's try this again. Have a bubble. Everyone likes bubbles.
At least I don't have to right-click it off in this game. I remember when I was poking around at WoW Classic, right-clicking off all the bubbles.
Yeah, that was a thing.
How did the healers take that?
I had to explain it to a few of them. They still tried to bubble me.
Yeah, the bubble is bad. Don't bubble the tank.
Well, don't bubble the warrior tank.
Yeah,
or
don't
the bear
bubble the
tank.
tank. Not easy to put sacred soil down on this map. On this fight, keep having to move.
Where's the other mummies? Oh, there they are. Oh, shit.
Many mummies.
I just decided that the discretion was the better part of valor.
Legged it.
I leaped, in fact. Where's the other one? Oh, boy. I don't remember this being this hard.
We're normally burning it down a lot quicker.
Missy, no, yes, the show is still live if you see this.
Yeah, we're just concentrating on not dying at the moment.
Yeah, because we are catastrophically bad at this game.
Where's the other mummies? Oh.
Yeah,
oh, boy! Where?
Big bubbles! Ow, that hurt.
If he's looking at you, I wonder if he can get out of the way when he does that.
No, he'd do a targeting line if he could.
Well, look for him to start putting people in sarcophagi soon. I think he starts at 50%.
Yeah, there's an arrow on Fern's head. I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah, he's targeting me for the oh, he's chasing me around now. I'm feared into a sarcophagus. Okay. Help.
I don't know what we're supposed to do to solve this problem.
Can you target the sarcophagus?
No.
Okay, well, I seem to at least be immune from the mummy. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Now I'm a mummy.
This is not ideal.
Okay,
So, Fern, I think you gotta run away from him when you get a laser beam on your head that he's chasing you with.
Yeah,
that sarcophagus in the corner appeared long before you got sucked into it.
Yeah.
So I think you need to not be immediately next to it.
You know what? I'm just going to look it up.
Yeah, maybe that will be a significant time saver on trying to get that far into the fight and then... Yeah.
But yes.
Where were we?
At least I've stopped trying to Neo. I've been trying to Neo dodge through crap, and my X button is not dodge.
Yeah, that's not going to work in this game, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that does not work.
That is target and retarget in this game, and has caused a few minor issues throughout this whole dungeon.
Alright, do not get hit by mummy's walls. Every time you're hit by a mummy wall, you will gain 1 stack of Curse of the Mummy. When you reach 4 stacks, you will run into a corner of the room, enter a sarcophagus, and become mummified.
Oh, so basically it's because you're actually getting tagged by mummies.
Apparently?
Does he have that little laser beam he did? Does that stack Curse of the Mummy? If he gets close to you?
That's usually just an indicator of his affections.
Yes, usually he wants to give you a big fat hug.
Yeah, but what does it say about that ability specifically? Does that ability also stack Curse of the Mummy? Because you didn't go
You
into
can
sarcophagus
also stack Curse of the Mummy on other players if you run into them.
But that's as a mummy.
Let me see. The fight drags on, boss target non-tank member, namely me. For a sword strike, players can avoid it by running behind the boss while he's casting. Okay. Except I'm not watching the boss.
Right, well that must be the one that he charges up and does. So he chases you, but then he stops to do an ability which gives you the ability to get behind
Oh,
him.
okay. That tether is actually what's stacking Curse of the Mummy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You need to hit him with a stun when he does that.
Right, I don't have any, so
I think I got one somewhere. Which of my
shield bash.
Which of my ability icons is the stun?
it'll be shaped like a shield, probably.
Character, actions.
Does silence work or just stun?
Hey, hang on a minute. Since when did they add this ability?
That's an interrupt, so that's not a stun.
I have a life grip, apparently.
Huh.
Huh. Oh, and lucid dreaming. That's handy. I'm going to need that.
Okay, we're going to put shield bash somewhere
on your
that's
bars?
easier. Well, it's on my bar. It's just not an easy spot to hit. I got to double tap the left trigger, and that seems dangerous for a fight that needs where I'm the only interrupt.
Yeah, so when he does the tether, stun him. Whack him with that.
Okay, shield bash.
That's what that was. Okay.
What were we talking about?
Well, I think we just finished talking about how Bethesda did a dumb. And I think in a couple of weeks, we're probably going to be talking about Bethesda doing another dumb.
You think they're going to go 2 whole weeks without screwing anything up?
I think so, only because everything's shut down with the coronavirus.
Yeah, so provided that they stay at home in their bedroom and don't leave, they won't screw anything new up.
And nobody touches the Fallout 76 code.
Yeah. So yeah. It's just been such a bleh week in general.
Everything has been very, very bleh. Nothing has happened.
I mean, I'm kind of glad I had if coronavirus was going to hit, it was a good week for it to hit because I was mostly caught up on work. I had just finished doing prep work for tax season, which got delayed until June 15th. And Neo is a long game. Mummies!
More mummies!
Like, I would not have made nearly as much progress in Neo if this had not happened during coronavirus week.
Yeah, I mean, there's advantages to it. Like, everyone stuck at home means everyone has to catch up on Vidya.
Yeah, I've noticed that Vidya games are, like, all over the place right now. Everybody's playing Vidya.
That's a lot of mummies on one wall.
Yes.
To that end, GameSpot tried to justify their existence.
Oh, GameStop?
Ah!
Yeah, that one. I mean, they're both equally irrelevant.
I used to like GameSpot as a news site way back in the early 1.0 days of the interwebs.
Before the Jeff Gerstmann thing?
Yeah, before the Jeff Gerstmann thing, when the guy that made Bastion was still on the staff and used to do their RPG reviews.
Oh, right, he was too, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, so with the big shutdown in about various states across the US, GameStop decided to try to declare themselves as an essential business.
It's almost comical how far away from reality that is. Like, even in video gaming, they are as inessential as they come.
Yeah. They're saying, oh, with people stuck at home, people are going to need entertainment. And that's a service we provide.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Well, yes, but you know what else does?
Light of
Steam.
anathema. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, crap! I wasn't paying attention. I'm a mummy.
You are a mummy. Stop being a mummy.
I was like, why his swords have lit up and he's doing a thing? Stay away from me. I have mummy germs.
You have mummy cooties. Yeah, take him that way a bit.
I wonder, will this wear off at some point?
Yeah, it
Or-
does. Oh, can I actually heal you is the question. Okay, good.
Yes,
I
you can. I don't know if that's actually to your advantage to do, though.
As opposed to letting you fall over and rezzing you.
Mummies again.
Okay, he's gonna start laser beaming, and I need to start stunning in 2%.
Yep.
Does he open that phase with it, or do I have?
I don't know if it's really a phase per se.
Well, does he open up suddenly gaining access to the ability? No, looks like
Shit.
I think he'll just use it when he next feels.
Yeah, there you ain't. I'm dead. So, Fern,
Yeah.
how'd I die?
That hit at really just the wrong point. Can you? No.
Oh, come on. Oh, Light of Anathema also stacks Curse of the Mummy.
Oh, what's Light of Anathema?
It's that big double sword laser.
Oh, that thing where we can get behind him to not get hit by it, or
Yeah.
you can actually move. Okay.
Why I didn't run through him and instead tried to run around his enormous bulk, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Trying to Monster Hunter this guy.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
But yeah. Oh, there's one fun thing we can talk about this week.
Oh.
So, or at least me and Volk can talk about, because we know both of the people involved in it. We follow them semi-casually.
I don't know what you're
Well,
talking about.
I listened to the entirety of Another Kingdom.
Oh, right, yeah. I haven't
So-
listened to it at all. I think I listened, like, when the first chapter came out, I listened to that. But then I forgot about it, basically.
So when I sent you the first message about it, it was at the end of the first book, because I didn't know that the rest of the other two books were online. But yeah, you can. The whole series is out. It's all online on their YouTube page. But Knowles is awful in the first book, and there's no two ways about it. Like, some of the mediocre guest readers for Worm do a better job than Knowles did.
Well, to be fair, Knowles has never done an audiobook before.
Now, they had a post recording interview they have, and Knowles is like, the best thing y'all did was turn off the cameras. Because he was having to sit in that little chair and flip the book and read it for the camera in the first season.
That seems
And that-
awfully awkward.
Yeah, it really screwed him up.
The thing is that he's a screen actor. Like, by profession, he's an actor. Being on camera and playing for the camera is what he does professionally.
But
It's not voice work.
Yeah, they stuck him in a chair and said, okay, you need to do all these characters while sitting perfectly still.
It's like this sounds like the same problem as bringing Hollywood actors onto voice acting projects.
It really just doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, it's a different skill set.
Yeah.
So they turned the cameras off for books 2 and 3, and that was a lot better. And it's still not great. Knowles is a guy that I feel like could do really good character acting for stuff that he fits the role of, but he has no range.
So what
At
you're
all.
saying is that you think that he would be better as an actor. Basically.
The dude has no vocal range. It's so cringy whenever he has to do a female character.
He sounds
And
like
pl-
the Teen Girls Squad characters.
Wow. That's a level of bad.
I mean, we're not quite, Queen Arc of Worm bad here for
Oh, yeah.
reference, Fern.
Queen
But
Aqua is awful.
but it ain't real good either.
Oh, damn it. I got too close. I thought he was outside it. I've got 2 stacks of Mummy Curse, so
And I can't cleanse those.
yeah, so get ready for me to decide that I need to run up and molest you. like I was
No.
Joe Biden or something.
Oh my.
But yeah, and it's a really weird book to listen to. It feels like this would be better if I read it, but it was released as as a web series and meant to be heard, not read. At least from the way it's presented. Like this was the intended presentation.
Except much like the case of Knowles, Clavin is a book writer first and foremost.
Yeah.
And I don't think he writes. Well, he's a screenplay writer and a book writer. He's not an audiobook writer.
Yeah, no part of this thing was Clavin, when he writes, and as I found out, because I read Empire of Lies this week as well, his other book, one of his standalones. He has a few more books, True Crime and a bunch of others, but the one I checked out was Empire of Lies to compare it to. And he doesn't write characters, he writes caricatures.
Well, it's because he's not writing. He's primarily writing about ideas more than he's writing about people.
Yeah, and this is a real jarring thing for a. Oh, I just took that attack to the face. I got Curse of the Mummy stacks now.
What? Fern's got the thing. The thing. Oh,
Thing.
the thing. Stun harder.
Okay, he's stunned. Did that do anything?
Get away. It means Fern's got to get away from him while he's stunned.
It means I do only have one mummy stack left to go.
Don't get mummied on then.
I'm having difficulty adapting to this turn of events.
But
hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, by the way, my stun's on the global cooldown, so
hard stuns tend to be because they're too powerful if they're not.
Yeah.
That's why you've got a separate interrupt.
I wonder if the separate interrupt works.
That
scared me.
Oh yeah, I'm running kind of skin of my teeth here until Aetherflow comes back up.
Why did I get hit by that? I was standing behind Fern. Probably wasn't on your screen though. This might be a little bit beyond our reach. We aren't killing him fast enough to survive the number of mistakes that we're making.
If there wasn't a little timer in the side of the screen, I'd say our chances are pretty good, but
we'd get there eventually if we didn't have like 15 minutes left to get this right.
That's what I mean.
Normally you're supposed to burn him down a lot quicker than we are, so...
Yeah, you're not supposed to have to do the dance forever.
Yeah, and every tiny little error it adds up on this one.
And we aren't making tiny errors.
We are not making tiny errors. Those are large errors.
We'll take one more crack at it.
All right, one more crack and then we'll try something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just for entertainment purposes anyway. It's not that I can get anything out of this.
Our suffering is for people's entertainment.
So yeah, the theme of Another Kingdom is be a man.
Be a man. How manly.
And Clavin has old-fashioned ideas about being manly, and most of them are on point. Some of them, Clavin's a little Clavin. He's there's a point in the book where a girl that has been incredibly helpful to the protagonist is like, let me fly into battle with you and be your advisor because I know where all the enemy troops are and how things work. And he's like, no. And she's like, it's because I'm a girl, isn't it? And he goes, yes. He's like, but I'm not asking for a combat role. I just am going to advise you and point out the enemy positions because I know where all their troops are moving. No.
Yeah,
really?
So that just sounds like a character being incredibly dense.
Well, I mean, there's a bit. I think there's a bit in question because the information you suggests that she could just write it down, and that her actual motivation for going into battle is to go into battle for its own sake.
Well, there's magical shenaniganery going on, but it comes off really awkward. And as soon as the fighting starts, he boots her out of the sky and like, no, you go wait with the ground troops while we engage these enemies in the air, and leads his troops into battle.
That does sound really bad.
That was the only scene that really just made me raise an eyebrow and go, really, Clavin? We're really pushing it here, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so bad. I keep pressing the wrong buttons over and over. Why am I so bad?
we're gonna blame it on being away from the game for too long.
I was never very good, but this is a whole new tier of bad that I'm occupying at present.
Whoops, and I keep pressing the wrong button as well. I should not be doing that.
Where are those sodding mummies?
There they are.
Yeah.
You just had to say that.
Well, we were overdue for mummies. Also, he can start doing that laser beam way earlier than 50%, by the way. Well, maybe not way earlier, but definitely earlier than 50%.
This is what I mean by it not
Mummy's
really
behind you,
being a
Larry.
phase.
Where are you going? Over there? Okay, over there.
I'm standing in mummies.
Stop it. This guy hits hard.
Why did I do that? Sarcophagi.
Yeah. Oh, that's inconvenient.
Sarcophagi.
Yeah. Damn it.
What?
Fern, how'd you get a mummy stack?
Australia lag.
Straya. Where are they? Where are they?
All up the sides. We're up the back again.
We're fine up here.
Where's the rest of them? Oh, we're doing this again. Ow.
Fern, why did I get hit? I was miles away.
New Zealand lag.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave our friends behind.
I'm gonna get freaking toasted. There was a cloud of mummies in front of me. I couldn't see where he was facing.
We can run if we want to.
No, we're too bad at this.
We are way too bad.
We're made of badness. That's it. We're playing at minimum items, minimum item level that's accessible.
I want to be a mummy.
He did not want you to be a mummy.
He didn't want to. He just wanted to smash.
Right. Let's find something we can easily beat.
All right, let's get out of here then.
Or, as Etamon would say, I need to find something easier to beat, like some cardboard boxes or something.
Do we have a cardboard dungeon?
I don't even know how to leave the dungeon.
Does
Let's see.
this work?
Yeah. Right click on duty information.
Oh, here we go. Duty menu. Leave current duty.
Heh, duty. So that was awful.
Yeah, we suck. We suck bad.
We suck real bad. I'm just digging around, have a quick dig around, see what else we can find to talk about, but there really just isn't anything.
Yeah, it's just not that kind of week, really.
Yeah.
There's the GameStop thing, I suppose.
So where were we on that?
Basically, they're huge jerks.
There's
I
been
guess.
so many articles actually on it. It's kind of spread out over multiple, depending on which outlet you go to.
Yeah, so continue on with that. The long and short of it is that GameStop doesn't think that the virus is a big deal at all, and that they are so essential that they don't need to listen to anything.
So here
and
we go.
apparently, according to the people that are actually, on the ground, that are working in on the shop floor, they've got pretty much no support from headquarters.
Of course, but that's nothing new. Yeah, the staff on the floor were not happy. So the original statement from GameStop to justify their staying open was this: due to the products we carry that enable and enhance our customers' experience in working from home, we believe GameStop is classified as an essential retail and therefore able to remain open during this time. So the governor's office in California looked at that and said, "Nah."
But to be fair, they're used to telling people "nuh-uh" in California. That's kind of what the government in California does.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure that there was any investment in their decision to tell somebody no, since that's all the government in California seems to be able to do.
They like the no word, but they don't like hearing the no word.
Oh, isn't that true of all governments
Yes.
and most people?
Yeah. The other side of this coin is now that they are being forced to shutter, GameStop have not finished being dicks about things. So for those employees, particularly in California, I don't know if it applies to Pennsylvania as well, are being told, however, to either use up all their personal time off, sick days, paid leave, that sort of thing, or file for unemployment. Because they're not getting paid.
It's kind of harsh.
It's extremely harsh. I know it's not going to be easy on employees or employers for this sort of thing, but you can at least kind of meet the staff halfway.
Yeah, I mean, this is not really going to work for anybody though. This whole situation is it's bad. There's not a lot that a lot of people can do. The main flaw of GameStop is pretending that there's no problem.
Yeah.
Like you could sympathize them if they were like, we're in a serious downturn for the brick and mortar games industry. We can't afford to pay people to not work. Like it's harsh, but it's understandable.
Yep.
But to just pretend like, it doesn't matter, they'll be fine. They can just clean up more. That'll be fine.
It's fine.
That's the real problem. Like, I mean, they weren't even supplying toilet paper. They're like, we can't get any, so
they do sell
your hand or whatever.
They do sell primer guides.
I guess that's true. Do they? I didn't even realize that they still did though.
Yeah, like, they do.
Unless there's some way of reappropriating a Funko Pop as toilet paper, I'm not sure that they're well equipped.
I'm not willing to imagine someone getting that creative.
Oh, I wonder how many hospital visits on record in the history of all time there are for Funko Pop related rectal failures.
I'm really hoping it's a 0.
Getting them lodged in places. I don't know. But
the thought of that number being more than 0 is horrifying.
It's happened before. Somebody's done it.
People that like
stick light bulbs up there, man.
Yeah.
People that like Funko Pops get really weird about it. Like I'm not even joking. Like they do. Like because there's nothing to like about them to begin with. So if you do like them, then there's something wrong with you, and it's just going to lead on to more horrors. I think that's the likely outcome.
All right, well, let's move on to something else before I start throwing up, shall we?
I wonder if there's going to be a surge in like the bidet industry after this.
That actually, I believe, is already happening. The amount of YouTubers who decide to comment on it, and usually somewhere in there say, "Here's a solution: get a bidet."
What's a bidet?
It's a little device that you attach to your toilet that washes your butthole for you.
Oh, you said it different, but yes, I know the word now.
Yeah.
That's spelled a lot like Joe Biden's name.
Yeah.
It is also in close proximity to buttholes.
Well, he is a butthole.
See?
But that's because he's Joe.
Conversely, I wonder if there's going to be any downturn in the popularity of public touchscreens.
Maybe. Like last time there was a big epidemic that came through, which I believe was SARS at that point.
Wasn't swine flu the last one?
Might have been swine flu. There was that big advisory saying don't use public touchscreens.
Yeah, because like swine flu killed like 10,000 people.
Yeah, it killed a lot of people.
In the US alone. I don't know what it was in other countries. Which is way more than coronavirus has managed to nobble so far. But people were nowhere near as hysterical about it for whatever reason.
I'm honestly partially blaming the 24-hour news cycle for it.
This is all the media.
Yeah, it's like I think that it was the reason why people weren't hysterical last time was because Obama was the president.
That's 100% exactly why.
That's part of it.
No, that is the entire reason. I'm putting all my chips on that.
It's a factor. I'd say there's a lot more to it than that. Generally, people's dumbness in general.
I don't know, man. Just look at how the press has been reacting in relation to any of Trump's little addresses he does to the folks.
Admittedly,
with his CBC task squad.
I tend to avoid a lot of US media because it's awful.
And I quote, Trump peddles unsubstantiated hope in dark times.
Yeah. And
he can't be inspiring people as a leader. What are you talking about?
You see why I don't look at US media? It's that, and also because as anchors, they always pick a woman with a really annoying accent.
And really fake boobs.
I haven't even gotten to the fake boobs. It's like, this woman is talking from her nostrils.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that they're talking it up, but I think that the fatality rate is actually a lot lower than everybody says, because, I mean, children below a certain age don't present any symptoms greater than a mild head cold.
Yeah.
Starters. And
the average adult will experience flu symptoms, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
If that. There's a lot of reports saying even that's overblown.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that the actual, because the testing has not been very, very thorough or systematic in any country that I'm aware of.
No.
It's probably a case that like an order or two of magnitude more people have contracted it, and a lot of them are probably on the mend at this point.
Yeah, most of them wouldn't have known they had it in the first place.
Yeah, well, they would have just felt a little bit ill or something like that. That seems to be the majority case. Like, identified cases is something like less than 90%, but more than 80%, somewhere around there, of them will get a fever. But there's no consistency between the other symptoms, much like when you get a head cold, everybody gets a different set of symptoms, more or less.
Yeah.
Depending on what their body's better at dealing with. So, yeah, I think that the actual danger level of this virus is pretty low. Its rate of propagation is pretty exceptional, and I'm sort of curious about that academically as to what it has going for it that is so superior to, so many other different things. But
I honestly don't think there really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, well, the thing is that I mean that relative to other types of colds. Like, usually when a cold goes around your community, it just goes around your community.
Yep.
I think that the real factor here might not be its contagious nature so much as its incubation time being longer than normal, to give you more time to communicate it to more people before you start taking days off work. Because it's less virulent than, say, Zika.
Yep.
Zika virus propagates much more quickly.
About half as virulent as SARS was.
Yeah. And it's less dangerous than SARS. Like, anybody who gets SARS is in danger, more or less. The coin might come down the wrong way and they go straight to pneumonia land. But in the case of this particular one, it's just not all that bad. If they keep safe the people that need to be kept safe, everybody else, provided that the health system isn't overwhelmed by people who are being hypochondriacs and demanding tests at every health facility, generally speaking, it should be fine. But from what I've read, a lot of the health facilities are being very uncooperative as well. Like, people will present obvious symptoms and then just be turned away for some reason. I've seen various reports by people who have come into contact with people who are later confirmed positive, and then they've gone to try and get a test because they've started having a fever, and they just get turned away, pretty much without any kind of consultation.
In Australia, it's been you've had people show up and they've presenting symptoms and they've been in contact, but they're not in one of the at-risk categories, so they're not bothered.
Yeah, that's a sort of triage that is a pretty grim one to have to do. But yeah, I think that it's probably the case with a lot of things. Like, we don't know really if there was such a thing as subclinical SARS or subclinical swine flu because of it being subclinical. Because it's a case for a lot of diseases that there'll be a segment of the population that is barely affected just because their constitution is a little bit different.
Yep.
Their body just deals with it in a different way.
Hang on, I've got to get Novice Chat off screen.
Yeah, actually, I'm keen to leave that channel as well if I can remember how.
It's appallingly bad.
Yeah.
So by and large, you treat it the same as a flu. So keep your hands clean, eat healthy, avoid huge public places, and you'll be fine.
And don't lick airplane toilet seats.
Don't lick toilet seats.
Don't run around your local sports reporters HQ in California and lick all the microphones.
No, don't do that.
And then get the whole NBA infected.
You shouldn't do that anyway.
The reason why I mentioned not licking airplane toilet seats is that there was some attention whore on TikTok or something. Apparently,
TikTok thought.
Yeah, TikTok thought.
There you go.
TikTok.
Some TikTok decided that she needed to become famous by creating the coronavirus challenge.
Please tell me
some
she
people
got
who deserve to be
coronavirus.
sick.
No, because I expect that what she did is she went into a private plane with a carefully sanitized toilet seat and licked that.
That sounds more likely.
But that doesn't mean that all the people that copied her did.
There is... Stupidity is not illegal. But there are times...
There are times where you feel, maybe a little bit of, fascistic purging of the population of the most deeply idiotic wouldn't be 100% bad.
These people are so dumb they should be in jail for their own good.
Then there's
and for everybody else's good. I mean, they lick a toilet seat, they lick an unclean toilet seat, they manage to, I don't know, pick up HIV or something, and then they go on to infect their entire local population by being a thought. Like, that's being a danger to others. You suddenly become an externality.
Yep.
And then you remember that these people occasionally get power, and you're the ones that are going to be called the idiots that get thrown in jail.
I do not want to think about... Well, hang on. No, that's not true. There are already thoughts in power. Never mind. All right. So that's that. Shall we look for another bit of news, or shall we actually read this email?
If we've got an email, we can read the email. You're not talking about the weird one about marketing, are you?
No, not that one.
We can read that one if we really want to.
No, I don't think we need to read that one.
If for those who are wondering just how bad it is, it was in Comic Sans.
Only part of it.
Part of it was in Comic Sans.
It had like 7 fonts in there, dude.
Yeah, 2 of which were different sized Times New Romans.
And highlighted ones. The Comic Sans was bolded for some reason.
We mean the highlighter tool, the thing you never see used outside of business documents.
Bold Comic Sans is how you let people know you mean business.
You mean something, anyway. It's... Don't ever look at your spam, because this was only one of the ones that managed to slip through somehow. I dread to think what's in the depths of the spam folders.
Missing no wants us to talk about the New Warriors.
New Warriors?
Oh.
So the New Warriors were a superhero group, sort of a minor one, like C-list in the 80s or whatever, or 80s and 90s. Maybe it was 90s and 2000s. I don't know. I'm not a comic book person. Anyway, they were basically like the super edgy, dark sort of guys, plus one comic relief guy, Speedball.
Because naturally.
And they were basically the edgy rebellious youth faction of Marvel or DC. I can't remember which one it is. It's Marvel.
I think they're Marvel. You're Marvel.
Yeah, they were the edgy youth faction basically, and amongst the superheroes. And I gather something along the lines of, since I'm not a comic person, I don't know much about superheroes, but I gather that they kicked off one of the Civil War arcs by basically one of them doing something retarded and getting a registration act implemented. You know how those plot arcs usually go.
It's the generic Civil War plot arc.
So basically, they're trying to reboot this. And the cringy soy boy who's in charge of this, who writes for all the usual left-wing rags, he's been given the project, and he gives this unbelievably, like, the whole video is just astonishing.
I couldn't finish it. I couldn't even make it a minute.
It's
I
like,
turned it off.
If you were trying to create a parody, like, this is 100% Poe's Law stuff. If you were trying to create a parody of the SJW comic book writer, you wouldn't change anything about the video introducing the new Warriors. So basically, the gist of it is that they wanted to reboot the New Warriors, but they felt like the old New Warriors were not new enough for the New Warriors because they've been around for 20 years, despite the fact that time, in a lot of ways, doesn't need to pass in comics.
Time is largely irrelevant in comic books.
Yeah, time is entirely the toy of the writer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason for them to decide that the old New Warriors were now old fogies, so that they needed New Warriors, but they did. So there's going to be New Warriors, and the old New Warriors will be the mentors of the New Warriors. The New Warriors, they decided they wanted to make a reflection of the current culture. Yeah, so the guy heading this project has decided to provide a direction where they're going to reflect the current culture and be rebels against the things that apparently he sees as the new culture needing rebellion against.
Oh no!
Yeah, so let's start with the most mild of these. Is an unbelievably cringy kid called B positive. B negative, sorry. B negative. Apparently B negative, he's a vampire type, so B negative is a terrible dad tier pun on blood type.
It is.
B negative is supposed to be him embracing having a poor attitude, because having a poor attitude is apparently great or something.
Apparently? It's not just you being a little bitch?
Yeah, the thing is that he does look like a little bitch. At any rate, he's apparently got his superpowers of being a vampire or whatever through a blood transfusion from some other character in the mythos who is a vampire.
He's established, Morbius has been around for a while.
But from what I hear, Marvel are trying to pitch a movie about that guy.
Morbius?
So, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because they're running out of ideas, perhaps.
There you go.
But that's the only reason that anybody can think of the inclusion of this character who is sadly an oddball in the group for being the most serious.
And I don't think we quite conveyed just how fruity this guy is. This is the least offensive of this group, and I say offensive ironically. But he has like the emo hair flipping over one half of your head with one half of it cut super short, almost bald, and it's like he's got pinkish red and black, and he's got belts or belts don't go on his legging junk, and on his shirt just looks like it's made of belts.
Yeah, he went to the Asbel School of Fashion.
Yeah, this sounds like you're describing a Tails character more than anything else.
Yeah, except there aren't Tails characters who are like, have white skin and a single tuft of red hair. Like, did you ever watch Chromati High?
I did not, and I think I should be grateful for that.
Chromati High was an unbelievably hilarious anime and manga. Except there was a character, one like the secondary main character, like the good friend of the main character, Hayashida. He just has a single tuft of hair that sticks out of his head, and it's practically a character on its own because it seems to move spontaneously without assistant.
Right.
Missing No has informed us that there's a trailer for Morbius already out. So yes, this guy is 100% a marketing inclusion. Then I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
who else we got?
He's the least offensive. Okay. So moving on. I guess we'll move to the internet guy. What's it called? Screen Time. And so Screen Time is a scrawny autist who.
The first line of his character description is the most cringeworthy thing you've ever read in your life.
I don't know what the first line of the description is. I haven't read it.
A meme-obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas.
That doesn't sound like a superpower. That sounds like a recipe for madness.
No, he's a 4chan. He's a 4chan autist. This is what. No, he's less cool than a 4chan. He's a 9gag autist. And that's his superpower. Don't know. His superpower is behaving in the real world the way that people behave on the internet.
That sounds like he's going to be dead within a couple of days.
At any rate, that's what he does. And apparently this is a superpower and you can actually use it for stuff. And he's called Screen Time because I gather in the generation that is sort of like 0.5 before us, sort of like Mike and Jerry's generation, they're in their mid-40s sort of thing, or whatever.
Yep.
Like that generation, they were really keen on the use of the word screen time as a regulation for how much time kids spend on computers.
Yep.
of course, during for us three, during our childhood, there was a lot of time that we just didn't have computers, so that wasn't a thing. But apparently, it really picked up popularity in that particular age bracket. But yeah, that's the miserable dad tier pun on his name. Yeah, so I don't know why anybody would care about this guy or why he would be threatening to a villain in any way, since the only thing he's going to do is, give lefty memes to them. Because the thing is, virtually every writer in the comics industry, other than one oddballs like Doug TenNapel and that, are like ridiculously progressive. And what we know about progressives is, number one, they aren't funny, and number two, they can't meme. And this guy is basically a joke character who memes. So you can anticipate how well this is likely to go.
This is going to be either the writers have to cop out and just make him reference Long Cat all the time or something, or they're going to try and make him meme. And in turn, it's going to blow up in their faces, and it's going to be hilarious.
It's going to end up being like if you tried to do Deadpool except PG rated, or something like that.
Work.
Well, I mean, do you think anything about this sounds like it would work?
Nope.
So yeah, that's where we're at with this one. Now, I can't decide which of the three that are left are more retarded.
I think this one would win. I want her to be the one that drives me the most nuts, but I think overall she is the third least ridiculous of this group. And that's the fat one.
Yeah, okay, so we've got a fat superhero now. Like, the gone are the days, which were right up until the present day, in fact, where superheroes were basically specimens of humanity that are carved out of rock. Like, they're pretty much idealized forms. Because if you're going to go and do vigilante crap, you need at least to have a little bit of oomph about you.
Yeah.
You need to not lose your breath jogging down the block.
You've had characters in superheroes, both movies, comics, all that sort of stuff, who've started off kind of out of shape, but as their career goes on, they end up looking like working human Adonises.
Yeah, because the more time that you spend running after villains, the more weight you're going to lose.
If you don't, you're doing something wrong, or you've gotten yourself killed.
Yeah, so this is largely a product of audience appeal as well as logic. But apparently both of those things are going out the window now. Although I have noticed a bunch of other writers trying to do this thing with similar levels of success. Like there was one I think called Faith or something a while back, who was some fat woman who just her superpower also seems to be being fat.
Yeah, this is not new, but it's the fact that it's here, it just adds icing to the cake.
Yeah, like you've had fat superheroes in the past, but generally, if they're not, if it's got nothing to do with
fat superheroes in the past, typically their superpower was being fat.
Yeah, or some way related to being fat.
Like, have you got Fat Gum in My Hero Academia these days? His superpower is being fat. Notably, he's the only fat one in the cast.
Yeah,
because that's the superpower.
Well, at the start of the series, you have all these kids, and a lot of them are fairly scrawny when they start out. Not anymore.
Well, they make them scrawnier again over time with more of the Teen Titans stuff. So,
well, yeah.
But a lot of that now qualifies as modern, therefore it's okay for there to be a total disconnect between practicality and the dramatic medium.
Yeah.
The only fat super anything I remember is the Blob, and I only ever knew him from X-Men Evolution, the early 2000s. Yeah, the early 2000s era specifically of X-Men Evolution.
I don't think I ever met anybody for whom the Blob was one of their favorite superheroes.
Oh yeah, nobody liked him because he was kind of a non-entity for the most part.
Because his superpower was being fat.
Yes, and getting fatter.
He's impenetrable, not invulnerable. He just can't be penetrated by anything. So I guess we know what his orientation is. But
there are worse things you could say about him, then.
I don't know. That's pretty bad.
He did get a girlfriend by the end, I think.
At any rate, we've wandered wildly off topic because the purpose of this character is not to be fat, except to appear fat. Like, being fat doesn't appear to hamper her in any way from what we know about it, which is very strange because she does look like she couldn't run down the block without losing breath. So this is like I think a black orphan or something who working.
A regular kid scooped into the world of teenage superheroing. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension with seemingly infinite space. She has hammer space.
She's
in her
got hammer
backpack.
space.
So she has no superpowers, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
She sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Oh, at the very last line of her character blip, she claims to get her powers from God, but not the God you're thinking of is underlined.
But none of the people who would like this, and none of the people who the writers know, think about God ever. So I'm not quite sure what they're getting at here.
Who's
At
the
any
god
rate,
of hammer space?
That only just makes me think more that it sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh character.
Doesn't it?
It's like she has the Millennium Backpack.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's go with that.
But, I don't know. But yeah, the thing that really stuck out with me was she was the first one with just a color scheme that didn't make any sense. The other two were bad color schemes, but I could see how you could come up with that idea as a color scheme for a character.
Yeah, if you were mental.
Yeah, if you they're not good, but I could see some kind of logical consistency to the color scheme. I don't have a clue what they're doing with fat girl here. It's teal and bright pink and bright yellow and blacks, like deep blacks all over her clothes, and she's dark skinned, so none of these bright colors pop in the way that they would on a lighter tone person. They don't complement the skin tone at all. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech device episode where they comment about the Salamander's original color scheme, which is like wavy lines of yellow and black.
Yeah, it looked pretty awful.
At any rate, so basically her job is to be diverse and to be overweight and she seems to be being positioned as a leader figure.
Huh?
Considering she has, less investment, less powers, less whatever than everybody else. I'm not quite sure why that's the case, other than, she's probably supposed to be strong and empowered and diverse and stuff.
Well, so far we've got someone who is a walking justification for the death penalty and someone who is nothing but gloomy, moody edge.
The other thing that I've seen people commenting on, and I think it's probably worth mentioning, is that she's gotten the full scope of her power is just dropped in her lap by someone who gives it to her, because she inherits the Millennium Backpack.
Okay.
And it's she hasn't done anything to deserve or grow into this power.
Yeah, like we've had a lot of other characters who've just had the power thrust upon them in the past, but they all go through some sort of growth arc after.
Yeah, it usually causes them great suffering initially, one way or another.
Except for the Green Lantern, but yeah.
Well, nobody likes the Green Lantern. There's a good reason for that.
His superpower is the fact that he's actually an idiot.
Like, he's like pretty much the butt monkey of a lot of jokes in the animated version of the Justice League that's been popular of late.
In no short part to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, this fat girl is called Trailblazer for reasons that don't make any sense.
I'd call her Hammerspace, but never mind.
That would make sense.
It would
also be a tired old meme, which would fit with their way of writing.
It would.
But they aren't doing that.
But she has the magic satchel, so...
Yeah, the Millennium Backpack.
The Millennium Backpack.
Okay, so our last two, as Missing No puts it, ambiguously ethnic characters, because they are all ambiguously ethnic except for the Morbius guy, whose ethnicity appears to be shopping at Hot Topic.
Is that an ethnicity? It is now, I guess.
Yeah, they practically live in there, those type of people. Anyway, the last two are twins, apparently, who have apparently been reading the wrong sort of Japanese media.
Please no.
Based on the art. There's no brother and sister who touch each other like that. I'm sorry.
No.
That's just not how it works in real life. That's not what a sibling bond looks like.
No.
Anyway, these two characters have been blessed from on high with the immortal names of Snowflake and Safe Space.
They honestly sound like parody names.
Yeah, this is why I say the whole thing sounds like a parody. The
Yeah.
whole announcement sounds like a parody. So, Snowflake has the power to make shurikens out of ice. Specifically
Okay.
making shurikens out of ice. It's not like she controls ice or anything.
It's
She makes
just
shurikens out of ice. Because you can just tell they came up with the name first.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations. And she's an incredibly boyish looking woman.
I mean,
Well, both of the characters, their big selling point is both of them are ambiguously black, ethnicity, gender, non-binary.
No, they specifically say that Safe Space is non-binary. You know, after referring to him as a jock.
Yeah, that's incompatible.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no.
No.
There's no world in which those two things go together. And it only goes to show that the people who are in charge of developing this particular cast of characters do not live in the real world. But so he basically has the power to create force fields provided that it is motivated by attempting to protect someone else. Which is, asinine. But okay.
It's extremely asinine.
And this is an extremely effeminate looking man.
So, I mean, this is a universe with Susan Storm in it. Why would you call this guy when you could call her and she'd do the job so much better?
Also, he wears powder pink and the girl wears powder blue.
She'd also look a hell of a lot better doing it.
So it's like it's everything about these is to be like if you sat down and you tried to come up with the most grotesque parody of Marvel superhero-dom that you could dread the Marvel writers devising, these would be them.
Yeah.
These would be them. Those people, particularly. I think that they will probably sell a lot of copies of the first issue because people will buy them as a joke.
Well, there is a run on toilet paper at the moment.
No, I think that people will. I think that because this is such an icon of get woke, go broke, I think that people will actually turn the go broke into a fallacy initially because they'll think it's so hilarious that they want a copy. If only so they can gift it as a gag gift to somebody they know who likes comics.
Somebody they know and hate.
I don't think comic book people will buy any.
No.
Paul, what's your mail-in address?
But this is one of those cancelled after 4 issues deals. I think
I'd be surprised if this one reaches 4 issues.
It's just somebody at Marvel greenlit this. This passed the approval process.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show this is what Marvel is now. This is who they are. This is who they want to be.
I just went to the official announcement on Twitter for this thing, and the best comment is the second one. They named the fat girl after an SUV.
Yes, they did too. I hadn't even thought about that. Oh. So, jeez. Like, Marvel's no stranger to try and get a message across with their comics. I mean, that's pretty much all what X-Men was originally about.
This is implying, you seem to be implying that there's some comic there behind the message.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'm pretty sure that this entire thing is a piece of very tortured message fiction written by old people who are way out of touch with reality.
Or at least people who should probably be old, but they're not.
Or Zoe Quinn.
Oh, yes. But, like, X-Men and Black Panther are all about basically racism, but there's a good comic behind them, so it doesn't matter. They're good characters, and there's good comics, good stories. That's how you do it.
They also came out at a time back when there were still, regulatory governmental rights that, you could realistically ask for that other groups had.
When the issues they were exploring were actually relevant and, real.
When you could petition the government and say, hey, look, that group over there, them white dudes have something that we don't have in government freedom. Can we have it too?
Yeah.
That isn't the case anymore, you idiots.
That's a very long time ago now. Like, it's I hate to use the current year, but it is 2020. That puts a lot of decades between here and then.
Yep.
In terms of the span of time, like the other day I felt old because I realized that I was sitting in my car attempting to fumble a compact disc into the car stereo in order to listen to Japanese pop music from 20 years ago. And I felt old.
You should after that one.
This is a lot of years older than that. This is like you're taking on another twice as many decades on top of that, to the point where you're sort of you're passing half a century.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're looking at here. Comic books are old.
Different era.
Yeah, the comic books started in World War One ish, as we know them modernly, anyway.
This is. They think that what they're doing is updating things, but they're actually just staying tied to the past, where they've got to, constantly try and push daring social issues. When there's really not any daring social issues that they're pushing here. They're simply agreeing with the orthodoxy of their neighbors, their literal neighbors. They're in their progressive bubble. They aren't genuinely trying to promote a message. Because if they were genuinely trying to promote a message that would need to at least be somewhat winsome, there would need to be some appeal to this. What they're actually doing is betraying what they think of the generation they want to read this, and that they're all sort of like disgusting stereotypes and weak people in general.
With crappy superpowers.
Yeah, really crappy superpowers. Like, not a single one of those is even slightly cool.
No. They're really
But
what
is the point? What is the point of superheroes who can't even do things that are cool?
Yeah. Yay,
yeah.
Ice shurikens. Yay.
I like the dude that made a parody villain called Toxic.
Oh, I very much doubt that's going to stay a parody for long.
Yeah, everything about this sounds like parody to begin with.
Yeah. Poe's law has been taken out and just put through the ringer with this one.
Was once a humble gamer, but one day his female friend was stolen from him by a jock by the name of Chad Thunder. The rejected and his edginess gastrified into a controllable substance. In this day, he's the cringe-inducing straight white male college student, but in the nighttime, he sprays his toxic gas on unsuspecting pedestrians, aiming to trigger anyone and everyone in his path, and to make more gamers rise up.
After hearing the superhero descriptions,
it's totally plausible.
It's completely plausible.
Yeah, because I mean, it has become the in vogue thing to talk about gamer bros like they're some kind of demographic.
Also, Chad Thunder.
I posted the picture of the gag.
Yeah, it's just it's another one of those industries where everybody involved in creating the medium deeply resents and loathes the people who participate in that medium.
Yeah.
Much like game localization.
Yes. So anyway, we've actually banged on for a fair while.
It was a segue.
I know, right? It's a good one, though. So we have an email, so we should probably read the email and then...
Oh, right. We had an email, didn't we?
We were going to read it earlier, and we got tangented. Badly. So we'll read the email, and then we probably should look at wrapping up. Thanks for that tangent, Missing No. Here's some more tangents from Cerithus. He says, "Dear No Excuses. I'm just here, vibrating in my chair, waiting on Doom Eternal to download, unpack, and become available. And so it begins.
So he's doing an impression of a fox terrier.
Yes. Or a chihuahua. Yeah. Rip and tear, actually, Eternal plays considerably different from Doom 16. For one, your starting ammo is ridiculously low, your chainsaw automatically refills 1 bar, but can no longer be used to one-shot any demon. I'm only 2 levels in, but the combat seems to be chaining glory kills and chainsaw together. That sounds like Bulletstorm. Anyway, the first few upgrades are going to be an increase to maximum ammo for sure, and there are tons of upgrades. Weapons with abilities, the abilities themselves, the suit, runes, abilities for the suit. As for the different kind of play, the levels so far seem to be exploration mixed in with clearly defined arena fights across several different locations, even on the same level. The second mission, for example, takes place at first in some ruins, not unlike Dark Souls, but much brighter, only to very abruptly shift to Fire and Brimstone Hell with a dash of meat walls to locate someone. Because Doom Eternal has some deep lore, something I'd never have thought I'd say, The narrative is handled kind of clumsily, go figure, with the intermission between level 2 and 3 feeling like something out of a mobile game. You are told to visit various parts of your badass spaceship for no reason at all, just to explore the various activities it holds. This is as far as I got so far. You can quite probably expect more Doom stuff from me as per usual. Also, Snowflake and Safe Space. I literally can't even. We may have reached peak Tumblr, guys. I'm sure all the Comicsgate creators are over the moon as mainstream Western comics commit suicide with increasing intensity. I, in fact, Indiegogoed, that's not a word, the Blade Devil comic, because why not? Tits and ass and violence with no little sisters crushing on Big Bro. This is what we need. And it's from Ceratus. Right. What were you doing, Vol, while I was reading that?
I was trying to go into Leap of Faith.
Oh! Actually, let's go do that. So, while we finish up. To the golden saucer where nobody wears pants. So, yeah. Doom Eternal. We've already talked a bit about it and how Bethesda's ruining themselves.
Yep. And we mentioned Snowflake and Safe Space and their entourage.
Yeah. I haven't actually looked at Blade Devil, largely because these days I'm just kind of avoiding crowdfunding it altogether.
Yeah.
It's kind of had its run and it's proved to be a bad idea. Well,
I mean,
on average, it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Like, it's a good idea for some things, but for a lot of other things, no.
I've gotten very lucky with the games I've backed on Kickstarter. And ever since 2 or 3 years ago, you won't see me back in anymore.
Yeah, I know. There's been some great stuff that's come out of crowdfunding in the past, but there's also been a lot of disappointments, a lot of dramas, and a lot of scams.
Yeah, mostly just...
Oh my.
People need to figure out how to make better proof of concept of their junk.
People need to not lie in their proof of concept.
Why can't I pick up this cactuar? There it goes.
I am a pirate cowboy cat.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, this is new. Yeah, before it was just, climb up a wall. Why can't I pick this up?
I had
Climb
trouble
up
with
the
that
wall
one too.
and... Yeah. Damn it.
Damn it, I was up there. And then no.
I'm just going to cover the entire platform with my bulk.
And cover the entire platform with my tears.
So yeah, thank you for your email, Ceratus.
I'll have Doom Eternal stuff for you next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I will give you some coverage of what I think about how it plays and stuff. I was fairly positive with Doom 2016, so we'll see how it goes.
To playing that. It looks great, and as does Eternal.
I have not high expectations for Doom Eternal, but I have expectations that it will be good at the very least, from reports people have told me and my experience with Doom 2016.
Yeah, after the disappointment that was Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Well, that was a get woke go broke moment, wasn't it?
It was a bit of that, but it was also an awful game underneath it.
Well, yeah, but I think that the two are not unrelated, because in one of them, the game is not a concern, and in the other one, the game is not a concern.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I think the two things are linked in most cases. If a game gets woke, it's going to be bad in a lot of other respects. I've never heard of a game that is like openly woke and is good in any other respect.
Yeah. Like, you got Temtem, which is openly woke and okay in other respects.
It's crashing and burning.
Yes, it is. Because it makes my eyes bleed and it is creepy, creepy, creepy. You start the game after being abducted, presumably by some woman with emptiness syndrome.
Think
I'm not kidding! The mother character is creepy as all schniz.
Think about it for a sec, though. If Temtem had just not gotten woke, it was the talk of the town.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was talking it up like it was going to be a replacement for Pokemon at a perfect time. It could have at least carved a niche for itself. It could have done really well.
But it went woke.
But doing well
But
wasn't their priority.
Yeah. Even if it was exactly as it is right now, just as wonky with the bad art style, people were genuinely liking what they had, and then they went woke.
Because people were genuinely mad at Sword and Shield.
People were really mad at Sword and Shield because Sword and Shield was a massive letdown.
It's a bad video game.
Yeah.
So,
It was never intended to be good.
You know, I think that Nintendo really doesn't appreciate the extent to which they are being extended unjustified goodwill in being able to sell every Pokemon game twice.
Well, Pokemon Company had absolutely no faith in the Switch. So the game was rushed out and kind of half-assed.
In other words, it's a cash grab.
Yeah. It's, okay, we'll put a Pokemon game on it, but because Nintendo insists we do it, which is their main console now. But we're not going to put any effort because we're expecting this thing to fail and we'll be all developing for mobiles within 12 months.
yeah, they probably like to say that and think that, but the fact of the matter is that nobody's going to keep playing Pokemon if there's no mainline Pokemon games to anchor it.
Exactly.
Man, I'm not following Fern ever again.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Why are you following me?
Because we were both following Fern.
Oh, were we?
Yes.
And I fell off.
Definitely not following you now.
Because my cat,
yeah.
it is fat. And it makes landing on these platforms harder. Okay, gold cactor. Yay! There's a rave going on here.
I'm scared to jump.
I would be. There's ravers.
No! Why?
I win.
I'm so bad at this.
Alright, so with all of that nonsense and a complete non-show, we should probably start wrapping up.
Gold Cactuar get!
Go Kakwa!
I can't even get that far through.
Victory!
Victory!
What do I do once I touch the goal? Do I have to actually click the goal? Okay.
You've got to click the goal, yeah. Loading screen.
I've never ever been able to get a handle on the way the momentum works when jumping in this game.
It's, yeah, once you're jumped, that's it. Your momentum is locked.
That's so that part of the reason that I don't play platformers in general is that every platformer seems to do momentum differently.
Yeah.
I wish they should all just do it like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, give you a bit of movement and tools to change.
Yeah, just give you basically complete freeform movement in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they do. You can adjust your trajectory as much as you want in that game.
Which is good because buzzsaws.
Yep. Can you play Mahjong with other people?
Can you play it with buzzsaws?
I am
In
not
Extra
sure
14?
if you can or not.
I believe you can, yeah. Can I get to the Mahjong Lounge? Where is it anyway? Card
Near
Square?
me. It's wherever I am.
That's helpful. Where are you? That's the cards.
Finally, I got there.
Oh, it's all the way over there. Okay.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
Subtract an hour missing, no, because we started an hour late because we had to put something together because we didn't have anything to talk about.
Which involved a lot of sitting around and waiting for Final Fantasy 14 to download.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never stop enjoying this game. The only reason I ever stop playing it is because I don't have the.
Yeah.
There's so much to do. Like, we just spent our time goofing around in a platforming mini. There's a lot of stuff.
There's so much stuff to goof with, too.
I wish Terra was still good.
I wish Terra was good, but I didn't at all.
Where is the Mahjong Lounge anyway?
There's a giant cactus spinning in circles, and it's on the upper floor.
Yeah, upper floor, southeast corner.
Oh, right, I have a map.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I went to Aetheryte.
It's
All
south of the main stage in El Casono.
Alright, let's get out of here, shall we?
All right. Email topic of the week. New Warriors.
No. I'd rather forget they exist.
Yeah, I'm just overall disgusted by it. Like, these people should not be employed to do what they are being given money to do. Like, it's not like Marvel is just asking for this for free. They're investing huge quantities of money in making this a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it deserves all the ridicule we can throw at it.
It's a shame. Like, with the movies, if they'd brought back all those characters and gave them a fresh run of new stories, classic style stories, people would have lapped that up.
Well, they did. It's called the original first few movies of the cinematic universe. That's what Iron Man was before there was a cinematic universe. Yeah, everybody loved Iron Man.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who didn't enjoy Iron Man.
The first Iron Man was great.
The first crack at rebooting Hulk, not so much.
Yeah. Hulk has never had a good standalone movie.
That was a production thing more than anything with that one. It just wasn't a good movie.
It wasn't a good movie.
But they had this cash cow. It worked with Captain America. All the Captain America movies were pretty good.
And Captain America has all the appeal of cardboard.
Yeah, and it was still a fun movie.
Yeah.
But
seriously, he is actually a bad character.
Maybe there are incarnations of him that are like, I mean, Superman is also a bad character, but they still managed to give him situations which bring character out of him.
Yeah, post Golden Age anyway. During the Golden Age, Superman was weird.
It just goes to show how much these people live on Twitter or in California that are not the rest of the world.
Yeah, get off Twitter.
Like, Twitter, California, and New York are so isolated in culture from the rest of the world that people that think that they are that everybody who is sane and rational is just like everybody in these areas are in for a rude awakening the second they have to do any real work.
I think that's the only sort of consolation in this particular affair is that the woke people are never satisfied with anything, so they'll spit this out.
Oh yeah,
they won't like it. They'll hate it. And it's not even a matter of the fact that they don't buy comic books, so they aren't going to fund it. It's a matter of that this won't be good enough for them. It'll transgress on some bullcrap rule that they've devised.
Or one that they haven't yet devised.
Yeah, they will tell you that something is not something enough, and you need to do exactly this. You do exactly this. Well, that's not why enough. You need to do this. There is no pleasing people that are perpetually offended as their default personality.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's finish.
Stop it, companies. All right, folks.
Stop being
We'll
bad.
see you next week. Hopefully somebody will do something we can talk about as a proper news segment, and we won't have the Wu Flu special again. The Chinese Wuhan China
influenza
thing to the west of Japan virus special show again.
China.
We'll see you next week. Sayonara. Bye bye.